The vaccination of piglets around weaning, in general terms, 3-4 weeks of age, is performed in presence of certain level of maternal-derived immunity. So this means that we are not allowing the window for natural infection without existing immunity, because it's or the immunity coming from the sows or it's the immunity provided by the vaccine.
Return of investment, looking at this subclinical PCV2, I think also being a practitioner in my previous life, it's very difficult to divide what's actually caused by pure stables, what's caused by poor management, what's caused by subclinical PCV2, I mean poor performance parameters. How can I find return of investment? How can I conclude whether or not this farm is to vaccinate or not?
Well, first of all, if you have had a previous life, it's excellent, because you had at least 2 lives. So this is the first case I know in my life that is the second one. But congratulations for that part. For the second part that you say, I believe that it's not that easy, because the only way by which you could compare, and of course this could be made at scientific level, is to make a side-by-side comparisons in the same settings, in the same farm, in the same group of animals, half vaccinated, half non-vaccinated. This has been performed already. And we know that the overall gain of vaccinating in a farm could add you, let's say, between 10 and 40 grams per day in average daily weight gain. So, but of course, if the question mark is what happened in my particular farm, what happened in there, this is almost impossible to know. One must rely on what's the existing results previously demonstrating such effects. I must confess, however, that not all farms are equal, not all farms have the same pathogen background, not all the farms have the same management practices, so there's a significant variation. What a number of integrators did at the very starting of PCV2 vaccination many years ago already was to compare what had happened to date with what had happened from now onwards, in which I start vaccinating. Scientifically, there are many, let's say, drawbacks in this side-by-side comparison, because it's compared retrospectively with the proactive. But anyway, when you are comparing thousands and thousands and thousands of animals before and thousands and thousands and thousands of animals afterwards, this means something. And just for your information, an integrator here in Spain that, well, he has more than 100,000 sows, they said that they recover the cost of the vaccine just by the savings in antibiotic, just by that. Even doing nothing, the vaccine, on growth or on mortality, etc., they paid the vaccine more than sufficiently, even there was a surplus, just with the savings on antibiotics. But when they try to look at average daily weight gain, it depends, of course, on the farm. But yes, we are always or almost always gaining a certain amount of average daily weight gain. Well, if, for example, I know that in Denmark, the ratio of vaccinating farms is not that high compared to the rest of Europe. I must confess, I don't understand Danish veterinarians and farmers, but it's my problem, by the way. So I'm sure that you have plenty of nice reasons behind, but I'm pretty sure that if you are using the vaccine, you will not an improvement. However, of course, if I'm only producing pigs at 20 kilos, the major benefit is for the growers and finishers, not for the nursery ones. So the point is, should I vaccinate my pigs when they will disappear from my farms at 20 kilos? And that way, of course, I'm not getting the best from the vaccine. However, it's very important for the rest of the rearing period. So as long as you are having all the cycle, I mean, until the finishers, I'm pretty sure that the vaccine is paid back more than sufficiently as that justifies its use. Return of investment, you must calculate yourself. And this means that you have to wait animals, to follow up animals, to maybe have negative control, etc., etc. Especially in a farm which is non-vaccinating nowadays, for example, my challenge for them would be, okay, leave half of your pigs non-vaccinated and vaccinate the other half, but follow them up, weight them up, etc., etc., which is a big effort. But I'm pretty sure they will see the numbers and they will be convinced about.
Here in Denmark, we see more and more weaners and at weaning becoming PCV2 positive. We did a longitudinal study, but it's just a preliminary one. And it's first we had weaners positive for PCV2. We made it go away by vaccinating the sow herd, and then the weaners were negative. And then we followed the slaughter pigs before and after, and that was quite a shock, because that there were a lot of the average daily gain weight. The average daily gain weight was 100 gram plus, and the feed conversion rate went down by 0.15. That's feed units per kilo, and the number of dead went down by 0.5% index. So that was quite shocking. So I think it's something, this PCV2 has moved down into the weaners again, and we find the PCV2D. I think it's a very, very important area to have focus on.
Well, but Michael, is what I told you before, to be in the winners now again, or even in your farrowing crates. If you are not looking at the farrowing crates, probably you will not find the virus. But if you look at, might be you will find it as well. So this means that you have early infections. If you have early infections, might be the current schedule on vaccination of only piglets is not sufficient, and might be the sow vaccination may help you in pushing the infection towards older ages. Of course, if you are in a situation in which by chance there's no infection at all, well, it's very likely that you will have excellent growing in those animals. 100 grams, it's huge. It's incredible to me, honestly said. But anyway, it depends on the farm. I'm pretty sure that you will find also some farms in which such a tremendous, let's say, increase in average daily weight gain will be much moderate. But anyway, even in such a situation, in most of the cases, it's justified to have the piglets vaccinated, and of course, if you have early infections, probably to vaccinate the sows as well. For the reason I told you before, that